Hey YouTubers, fellow bushcrafters. Budget Bushcrafter, Fred, back for another episode. Now, Fred pointed out to me that I haven't done any kind of my EDC or my gear or anything, so I'm just going to do a quick everyday EDC right here and now. My gear, I'll make another video for that. It's late. I just got home from work, got out of the shower, got something to eat. Decided to shoot a quick video. This is my everyday EDC. This is my belt. It's just a regular store belt. But I love this belt because it's one of those stretchy bungee cord type belts. This belt is great. And it's strong. I've had this belt for, oh God, at least 6 years, and there's, as you can see, there's nothing wrong with this belt. And this, the belt hook just pokes through the bungee cord, and as you can see, there's no damage in that belt. I mean, I've been wearing this belt for years. I actually have two of these belts. But on my belt, I have my Leatherman, and I can't even tell you which one this Leatherman is. It's just Leatherman tool. Oh, easy, Fred. Fred's trying to fly away, folks. Hold on. I've had this Leatherman for years. I couldn't even tell you how long I've had this. I've probably had this since they came out. And it's the only Leatherman I own. As you can tell by the case, I've had it for a while. This is the other part. I love it because the belt loop is Velcro. I can take it on and off if I want. And I've had this case. I've had this case so long the label's gone. I don't even remember who makes this. But I've had this case for probably at least 12 years, and it's still good. It's Cordura. But as you can see in there, got my zebra pen, and that's the actual pen slot. Got a pair of trauma scissors. I've got lots of pair of these. If any of you have seen some of my first video, I used to be a firefighter, so, well, a firefighter MFR. And then I got my Maglite, which if any of you saw my previous videos, you know that I converted this to an LED without a conversion kit. Dollar store solar light. Took it apart for $1. I got a solar panel that I'm going to put 3 of these in a series and put them in a little box. I got a NiCad rechargeable AAA battery with each one for $1. And then this little circuit board, if you unscrew, make that screw out to this LED. All I had to do was drill out the cone in my Maglite in the reflector to accept the diameter of the LED instead of the original bulb. And the 2 pins from the LED fit right in the socket, so it's twisting in the case on me. So I went LED without a conversion kit for $1 from the dollar store. And if you want to think about it, the metal tubes that were on the end of that with the little pegs, I also got 4 tent stakes for $1. So I got Maglite bulbs, rechargeable battery, a solar cell, and a tent stake for $1. Okay, back to this. In here, got my buck knife. It's old, it's trusty, seems to be full of sand because I work outside in the summer times. I was quite the dust ball today, but that fits right in there. This is Velcro from here. Oh, God, sorry I wasn't in camera. But it's Velcro from here all the way down. This flap is. I'll put it up there so you can see it. So it has never come open. And if I don't want to carry my buck in there, if I'm going lighter, I can put my Leatherman. My Leatherman fits just fine in there. So in here, in this little pouch, is the Maglite. It's an actual Maglite spot. The buck knife, the pen, and my scissors. And then of course, then I got my Leatherman, and then I always have my Doug Ritter. So that's my EDC, and I spent more time on that than I wanted. That should have been real quick, but it wasn't. Okay, now the reason for the purpose for the video. I've been doing some videos on the Dollar Tree for bushcrafting. There's a bunch of videos on there of people doing this. Sorry folks, but like I said, I work outside and the weather's just finally gotten nice, and once I get home I do nothing but drink ice water. So where were we? Yes, my haul today. I got out of work and made a quick detour. I'm fortunate. My Dollar Tree and my Goodwill store are in a mall. Well, yeah, it's a mall, I guess. It's what we call it. It's just a bunch of stores hooked together. It's not like you walk inside and then go to each store. Each store has their own door from the outside. Strip mall, whatever you want to call it. But anyhow, they're only about 4 stores apart. 3 stores, whatever. So, every now and again, I do my Dollar Tree run and check the Goodwill. Paid off tonight. Bought this little camera bag, and I really like it. It's got a carry handle on it, plus a shoulder strap, padded no less. And the shoulder strap doesn't have those little snap clips. It actually has Fastex snap, or Fastex fasteners, the belt and the clips. So I can pop that right off there if I want. And but I kind of like the bag. It's got a little pocket back here. It's got a zipper pocket right here on the flap, and the Fastex fastener for that is in here. But it's got this little zipper pocket. You know, it's pretty good size. It's this whole thing right here. And then this unzips. There's a mesh pocket up here. This whole thing is all one mesh pocket. And then inside, and I hope you can see this, it's got one of those Velcro dividers that I could pull that right out if I want, which I'm probably doing. Well, I don't know, I might do it. Depends on what I put in here. And then it's got this zipper pocket in the front that has a mesh pocket here, and then these 2 little pouches inside the pocket. And for $2, I couldn't say no, because when I saw this, I instantly thought day pad. When I just want to go out for the day, take my camera, my binoculars, a little bit of gear. You know, like I said, with my EDC, I've got all the cutting tools I need. And got my Leatherman, and I got a flashlight. So, you know, a couple granola bars, some, just in case something happens, gear, just a little essentials bag, you know, just to take out there with me. You know, I just bought it, so I haven't even put anything in it yet. But I really like it. It's an Echo Click bag. I've never even heard of them, but $2. Well, $1.99. $1.99. $2. Then, right next to it was this bag. It's got a shoulder strap, and this one has those two plastic clips on it with the D-rings on the bag, but it also has a Fastech snapper on the shoulder strap. But I kind of liked this bag when I saw it. I thought about putting this inside my bag, like maybe not my mess kit, but like everything with that. My microfiber towel, my ShamWow, you know, whatever, my little cutting board that I have, you know, just all that other kind of stuff in here. And it's got this big top pocket, and then when I bought it, this is a double zipper, and I don't think you can see it, but these zippers, these things, look how thick those are. These, when you grab these, you can feel the weight of them. This bag's pretty stout. But I thought it was just this little pocket. I thought it was some kind of cell phone bag. But it's not, because when you unzip this, it actually, let's see if I can keep knocking my water over here. This whole thing right here, let's see if you can see that, is one big pocket. So it's just that little opening to get what's in there, but I mean, you can reach the whole pocket. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I might even be able to get my my whole mess kit in here, and then put all my silverware and stuff in here. I don't know. I liked it. I'm gonna take the strap off it, and this will probably just go in my pack with whatever essentials I put in there. I think that's what they call it, an essentials bag. Okay. Then I finally found, ta-da, it even came with a carabiner. It's the wide mouth. Stainless steel, not aluminum. Finally found one. This buck. Now everybody goes to the Dollar Tree and buys these all day long for $1. My Dollar Tree does not stock these. They have some cheaper plastic ones, and well, I shouldn't say cheaper. I don't like the style of them because they don't have this screw top. They have either the pop-up drink or a flip top lid. And I guess if I had to buy a couple, I would get the sip thing. But I'm hoping now that summer's here, mine will start stocking these. Because I remember seeing these in there a long time ago. And I kept telling myself I need to buy a couple of those, I need to buy a couple of those. And then well, they don't have them now. So like I said, I'm hoping now that it's summer they got them back. But when I spied that, after grabbing those two bags, I saw this sticking up on the other side of the aisle, and I was like, oh, what is that? Because I could tell it was a water bottle. This is a little Coleman. Just got a little pocket on it. and it's just a nylon bag, but it's one of those cooler type things, so it's like a little chill bag. Now whether it actually works, I don't know, and I don't care, because I would only use this, like if I took this out, if I just went out for the day, I would probably use this D-ring and clip it to the bag, or just throw each strap over my shoulder, whatever. But the bottle, it's even got graduation measurements on the side, and it unscrews, but it does have the sippy lid, and they are plastic. But what the heck, you know, my canteen's plastic too, so. But I thought it was, oh, I forgot. That was even in there. And I paid $1.49 for this. So I got the little bag, this little freezer bag, and the bottle for $1.49. So I didn't think it was too bad a deal. And when I went over to see what this was, this one was laying down right next to it. So I bought it for $1.49. So I actually got two of them. So I'm set for water. Between those two bottles, the stainless steel in my canteen, if I can't find a purify some water before those are gone, I need to stay out of the woods. Now, that's it for the Goodwill stuff. Now, the Dollar Tree stuff. And I've already pulled this stuff out because I was playing with it. And as you can see, there's bandanas right there. But we're going to be sneaky, and we're going to pull these off from underneath. I'm going to move my camera a little closer here. Well, I should say my phone. I don't have a camera. Those of you who've seen some of my other videos know that. Check these out. For size comparison, you all know what this is. The Doug Ritter gets shipped in it. This is the size of an Altoids tin. I mean, that's basically all it is. And then you can see the size of these. They're not quite a mini Altoids. They're like a medium. They're just about as thick. I mean, there isn't even hardly enough difference there to spit at. But I thought they were kind of cool. They're hinged. Oops, throwing it around here. They're hinged, and of course they were Q-tips. They're a special Mickey and Minnie Mouse collector tin, or as they call it, cotton buds. But they're pretty heavy duty. I almost think they're probably a little heavier than the Altoids, and they got a pretty good hinge on them. I think they're more open as far as the holes in them than an Altoids. Oh, maybe not. But I liked them, so I went ahead and got myself 4 of them. And they're just a plastic stick. I hate plastic stick Q-tips. They suck. But anyhow, I got all kinds of, like I didn't have enough to begin with, but I got all kinds of cotton for the fire starter. But I grabbed 4 of them because I don't know how long they're going to have them. You know, I don't know if this is something they're going to stock all the time, if this was a limited deal. So I went ahead and picked up 4 of them. You can never have too many tins. And I'm probably going to make up one and add it to my EDC. And then I found these. And what are these, you'd ask? Well, for those of you who don't know, one of these I've already got open. They're puzzles. The water's in the way. Why didn't you tell me? It's just a puzzle. Oh, that's not the one that's open. In a tin. Another tin. Now the top comes off this. And you can see it's a little bigger. I don't know if you can see that gap at the top there. They're a little bigger. Now granted, yeah, this one's got Winnie the Pooh on it, but I can sand that off or paint it or put some duct tape over it. Or you can just leave it the way it is if you don't mind looking at the pictures. But you can never have enough tins. So I picked up 4 of those. Now these, I think they stock all the time. They got a huge box of these. And this is back with their toys and the puzzles, with all the other puzzles. Put these puzzles each in their own Ziploc baggie and give them to my friend's kid or something. None of my nieces or anything are young enough for puzzles. But I thought those tins, I thought that was an awesome find. I don't care who you are. Then of course you could see these, just a couple of bandanas, a blue one and a red one, 2 for $1. You know, I didn't even look to see what they were made out of. Alright, they're not cotton, so that kind of sucks. They're 100% polyester. But they're still a bandana. I can still use them as a bandage or something. My other one is cotton. And then I've seen other people get these tarps. This is a 4x6 tarp. And there's no grommets. It's just the tarp. But it was $1. 4 foot by 6 foot for $1. I grabbed 2 of them. I have a drop cloth and a shelter with some rope. And all I'm going to do is take some duct tape and reinforce it, and then I'm probably going to use these. For those of you who haven't seen my other video, y'all know what these are. These little paper clip type things. You can get 8 of these for $1 at the dollar store. These things grip pretty good. I use these on my tarp. Clip them on there. And then I don't tie my rope to here. I just put a knot in it and just slip it under there. So the knot's here, the rope runs under here and then out one of the sides. I haven't been out in a hurricane, but I've never had one blow off in the wind. So just something to think about, guys. Like I said, you know, little clamps, and you can clamp the door closed instead of putting holes in it, trying to tie it closed or whatever. Like I said, 8 of them for $1. I've got 16 of these. I use these with my Kydexing too when I glue stuff. These are my clamps for that. But 2 tarps, $1 a piece. Then I bought this. It's just a little mirror. I did not have, well, I thought I did not have a mirror in my kits. And so I bought this one for $1. And I bought this one, it's kind of bigger, but it's a manly gray. The other ones were all these little jeweled and shiny. I mean, I wouldn't have even needed the mirror, they were so shiny. But they were definitely girly mirrors. At least this looks more manly. But I bought that because I didn't think I had a mirror, and, well, I did. And then I found these. That's what this is, and this is. just a little container. One's round and one's square, or rectangle if you want to be technical. But they seal pretty good. I mean, they don't have an O-ring in them, but you know, they're just like the Ziploc containers or whatever, and they're pretty stout. I mean, I'm squeezing that pretty hard. I'm not saying they're unbreakable, but I bought them. I've got a couple of uses for them here in the house, and I'm probably going to end up with a couple of these in my kit. I was thinking about, I've got a bag that I keep, that's my fire kit, and I'm either going to use one of these tins or these. I'll probably use one of these to keep my Vaseline cotton balls and things like that in, just to keep them from getting all over in my leather bag for my fire kit. So those are those. Put these in my spare stuff box. And then these, everybody knows what these are, these little tea light candles, the different uses for them. I actually only bought these because I was right there and they actually had them right in the aisle in a big box. And last week we had a storm in our area. Blew a bunch of trees down, like ripped them right out by their roots, flipped a couple of mobile homes over, knocked a lot of trees down, smashed a lot of cars. My whole town and surrounding area was out of power for, I don't remember. It went out, it was still daylight out when the power went out, and it didn't come on until the next day at like 7 o'clock at night. So, the tea light candles that I had left, I used up, so I just got some more to restock. And I've got a couple bigger emergency candles in my kit, but I didn't want to break them out and use them, you know. I mean, the tea light candles were enough, they were fine. And then I kind of destroyed the wrapper on this, but this was a pack of earplugs that I got at the dollar store. This little tube comes with it. If I roll this up here, it's got this little nipple on it with a hole in it that you can tie a string to. And then you can hang this from your neck or from your pack or whatever. This was just kind of my thought. It's got this little flipper lid that's connected so you can't lose it. It just snaps back down over the cone or over the tube. But the reason I bought these, I don't use this style earplug at work, so I would never use these at work. There's the one I was manhandling already. I use ear muffs at work. I hate having these in my ear, but that's not why I bought them. What I bought them for is your little survival fishing kits. Now you're like, well, that's kind of big. Well, you got to remember, these are a little foam type thing. I mean, you could squish them down and pack them in quite a little area. I mean, springing back out like a wet Cheeto. And I mean, you can even compress them this way. So, however you want to try to fit them in, whatever. But these are bobbers. You can either just kind of loop the line around it and then just tie it. But the way I've used them before, I've actually used these as bobbers, as ice fishing bobbers. So when I saw them, that's why I thought survival fishing kit. Just take your sewing needle, thread your fishing line through your sewing needle, poke it through here, put your needle away. Now your line is through here, because you're never going to poke a hole in this because they're self-healing. I mean, you can see I poked one in there, but you'll never get your line fed through it. I mean, you can't even see it at this end. And I poked it all the way through. Or you could pre-make them at home. And what I was thinking about doing
is everybody buys these snelled hooks. Now, for those of you who don't know what a snelled hook is, it's a hook already on a piece of fishing line with a loop in it. They're 6, 8, 12 inches long. Buy those. Do it at home. Put these on those at home. Get your sail needle or whatever. Poke it through. Put this right on there. So if you ever need to use your fishing kit, you pull out that snelled hook that has this on here. You tie your line to that snelled hook, so you don't even need fishing line. You can just use your bank line, because like I said, it's already got a fishing line leader on it. And then slide this back up the loop to your bank line. And if it doesn't self-heal enough to stay, because you pulled that big loop and knot through it, just take a tiny little twig, poke it in the hole, and it'll pinch the string. Or take the stem from a leaf, poke it in the hole. More than likely it's going to self-heal. I haven't actually tried this on a snelled hook, but I've been playing with these, and like I said, that I poked this barbecue skewer through it, and it self-closed that whole hole. So I'm pretty sure that the snelled hook isn't going to ream that hole out. But that's what I'm going to use these for. I'm going to put 2 or 3 of these in my little fishing kit, and I just might make this my fishing kit, but more than likely I'm going to use probably one of these little tins. Then I'm just going to press these down and pack them in the corner around everything, and they're not going to take up hardly any room. But so there's an idea for you guys with your little mini fishing kits. And then my dollar store sells these barbecue skewers, 4 to a pack for $1. Now the other guys I've seen that have bought these, my Dollar Tree. Their Dollar Tree sells them 8 to a pack for $1. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling kind of robbed. But anyhow, I got 4 of these. And for those of you who haven't seen the videos, well, threw it too far away. Grab my Leatherman here. All you have to do is that hole's a little open. Now you can either just crank. Oh man, I can't hardly do it. I hurt my wrist at work. Just close it up. Or some of the guys were doing, they were just bending it over like this to close it up. Whatever you want to do. But for those of you who don't know, and you could cut these off, you don't need them this long. I'm actually going to leave mine this long, and I'm just going to get a small PVC tube and strap this to the outside of my pack. And I'll probably just run like a shot cord or something, or a Ranger band, just to keep them from falling out the tube. Because I don't want to get one big enough for the loops to fall into to actually put a cap on, but I might, it just depends. But I'm not going to go into too much definition. I'm going to move this camera up just a little bit. But you can, tent stakes, whatever. But you can poke these in the ground. Like so, in a triangle. And then you can run these through here. See, I should have never even attempted to do this. Maybe if I hold it this way. These are poked in the ground. And then this one will be poked in the ground. then you would slide another one through this eye into this eye. You getting the gist here? And then you'd slide another one through this eye into the eye of the other one over here. So you actually get, if you were looking at it, you actually get like a triangle. And then, so it would be sitting this way, and then you just build your fire under it, and then your cook pot could sit right on there. If you didn't want to use your little stove, if you wanted to use wood or whatever. Or, you poke 4 of these in the ground, and then you stick one through, 2 of them like this, at the ends, and then you stick 2 more over here, poke one through, and then you lay these over it all the way down, you know, all the way down this, and then you actually have a grill. That's just some of the things that these guys are using these for. If you want to know more about what you can do with these, check out Really Big Monkey 1. If you haven't seen his channel, go to it. He uses welding rod. Same thing. These aren't stainless steel welding rod. They're not quite as thick as what he's using, but they're cheap and they're readily available. So, like I said, go to his channel, check him out. Really Big Monkey 1. Another person I'm going to recommend is Prepared Mind 101. Most bushcrafters know these 2 guys. If you don't, or if you're new, you've got to subscribe to these 2 guys. They're really good. Really Big Monkey 1 hasn't made some videos in a while. He's been really busy. He's kind of semi-retired. He is going to start making videos again, from what I hear. And the other guy that I get a kick out of is Funky Prepper. Prepared Mind 101, Chris. He's an awesome guy. I love his reviews. He's moved into this basically, I guess you want to say, full time. He's got a lot of the stuff that he reviews that he likes. He's got an Amazon store. If you go and check him out and you like him and you like some of this gear, just go to his store. He's got links on his videos and on his homepage, YouTube homepage. Just go there and support his channel. It's this, you know, it's the same as buying it through Amazon. If you go to his Amazon store and you look at the price and then you go to Amazon, it's the same. You know, so don't think he's getting any money from it. It just supports his YouTube channel and whatever. I'm rambling on. This video is way longer than I expected it to be. Yep. So I think I'm going to take off. I might go have a little snack. What do you think, Fred? But this is Budget Bushcrafter. Some more ideas. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe. I'm trying to build my channel up. Give me some response as to what you think about some of these ideas, like the bobbers, some of the ideas in my other videos. Like I said, I think I did. This video's been so long I don't remember now. Yeah, I did my EDC. I'll make another video here after a while and show the gear that I do have. I'm still collecting my gear. Like I said in one of my previous videos, my bushcrafting experience up until this point has always been: we load up the car, we drive to the rustic campground. It's got a pitcher pump that pumps water. Set up on the site, pitch the tent. A couple of our guys have had hammocks for a while and have pitched those clear back when, well, they've had jungle hammocks for a long time. And I've never actually done bushcraft where I've packed up my pack, hiked out on the trail, and camped somewhere. We've always, like I said, we've always just pulled up to our campsite, lawn loaded the car, truck, whatever, you know, and the truck's right over there. So all the gear I had that I've purchased since I was 14 was all for that type of camping. I don't have any of this bushcraft stuff. I don't have a nice backpack. You know what? Never needed one. So I have a few small packs and some stuff that I'm doing. One of my videos I showed some of the stuff, some of my ideas. I've got a couple more things now, so I'm making this video longer. I'll do a video on that. So until then, Budget Bushcrafter signing out. Fred says later. We're off.